Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's episode on the XAUUSD Forest Technical Analysis session. In this video, we are going to be equipping ourselves with a competitive edge using simple but powerful tools and techniques to make an informed trading decision ahead of the new week. And trust me, by the end of this video, you will be able to make your independent decision using the information you have gathered during the course of this session. So, with that being said, let's dive right into the business. Since this is going to be a follow up detail to my previous analysis, I would like to let you know here that it was quite a profitable week for us on the XAUUSD, and I would like to share with you some of the key moments we had before we go right into the business for today. So, talking about last week, we started the week with a chopper situation where we saw price action was initially ranging between the 1982 and the 1971 area. And coupled with the fact that price action was trading just right below the key level we identified at the beginning of the week, we were looking forward to a bearish momentum. So with a sell stop order below the 1971, we had our first sell position for the week triggered, and we were lucky enough to rather move all the way to the downside. Then as soon as price action got into that demand zone, we anticipated some buying opportunities as well, which actually gave us some, I think about 100 pips thereabout, before another wave of bearish momentum happened after price action went back and tested our key level at the 1980. And this was a very good sign that sellers are actually strong around that area, and we saw how price action dropped to the downside. We also had some privileges of adding more sell positions at the breakdown of that demand zone, so it was quite a profitable week for us on the XAUUSD. And if you do want to have a look into how we took advantage of those opportunities, I will be dropping the link to this commentary in the description box below. And for those who are watching from my YouTube channel, you will definitely be seeing it at the top right hand side of your screen. So with that being said here, let's dive right into the chat. And in this video, we are going to be deliberating on the 4 hours time frame. And what I did here was to take into consideration price action activity since the beginning of this month. And one important thing that you will observe here is the fact that price action has been bearish in this market. And in fact, I have a couple of trend lines which I was able to identify here after connecting the series of, hold on a second, after connecting the series of lower highs here. So I had one here, and I had a second one, which is a thick line on your screen, which is that which I'm going to be using for this session. So, because of the fact that price action has been bearish in this market, we have no other choice than to start thinking of selling opportunity, of course. But if we zoom into what has been happening here in the last couple of weeks, you will see that I was able to identify a couple of key levels that we are going to be using to guide our trading activity this week. So I have the situation here, though price action has been bearish. And one thing I observed here during the course of last week, I think during this second half of last week, I saw here that as soon as price action got into that psychological level, at the 1940 level, we begin to see some buy pressure resume around that area. And one thing I want to suggest here is that we might likely be seeing a reversal pattern gradually unfolding, and this might come in the form of a double bottom structure, as you can see here, where the 1952 level will be serving as a neckline. And if you notice closely here, you will see that if price action breaks out of that neckline, at the 1952, we would have had a breakout of the trend line too as well, which will be a sign that the trend line may no longer have the capacity to continue to negate the bullish attempt in this market. And if that is going to be the case, I want to be looking out for buying opportunities above the 1952, while a breakout of the 1960 will be welcoming more opportunities to add more position to our existing trade. And in fact, if price action breaks above the 1960, which happens to be my key level for this week, price action will be back at the buyer's territory, which has been a major demand zone in the last couple of weeks before it was broken last week. So these are my views as regard buying the XAUUSD for this week. However, in as much as we look out for buying opportunity, it is also important that we take into consideration the potentials of sellers too as well. And if we consider the fact that price action has been bearish since the beginning of this month, it's reasonable that we also consider what we want to see on this chart that will make us to sell the XAUUSD. And for me to sell the XAUUSD this week based on this current market structure, I want to see price action take out all the buy positions around the 1940 to give me a signal that sellers are still very strong in this market. And in fact, a breakdown, and if we are lucky enough, retest of the structure, which also shares a confluence with a bearish trend line, will be giving us more opportunity to add more position to our existing trade. So this is how I'm going to be looking at the XAUUSD today and for this week. And I hope this video has been of immense help in making your independent decision on the XAUUSD for this coming week. And if it did, why not support the project by giving it a thumbs up? And trust me, I will be with you in the comment section on Monday after monitoring how participants in the market will be reacting to the structure as we get prepared and for the new week. Do have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye bye.